because there's going to be lots of people interviewed throughout today, and actually we've got some people in the crowd too. If I would love it if we get a couple more. We've got a few people who have volunteered, but we want to find out a little bit more about the history of the school. And I know you've had a fair bit to do with this school over a long journey. Now, you hold a record. I'm pretty confident in saying this, right? But you hold a record in this school for something. So we could put it in the TOOTGAROOK Primary School Guinness World Record book. What is that record?
I am the longest serving parent of 21 years from when my firstborn Brendan started in 1990 till when my youngest Nathan finished in 21 years later. Okay, but I've had, my association with TOOTGAROOK Primary School has lasted 35 years.
Wow-wee, that's amazing. And obviously, so you talked about your children here, and when you were talking about it, I was looking at all the old photos from when your children were here. It's a little bit interesting too when we look at Caitlin and see the difference. So I was actually too looking at, I know I saw Erin walking around just before. Erin's somewhere, she won't want me to pick her out, but Erin's here. And I was talking about I looked at Nellie in a photo of Nellie, and I said to Nellie today, gee whiz, you look exactly like your mum when you're looking back when she was in the same age. You've also got some grandchildren who are sitting on the floor right now.
I do. I've had 10 of my grandchildren have all attended TOOTGAROOK Primary School. The last 3 sadly are not coming here, but that's their parents' choice. But yes, I have Bonnie in prep, I have Brody in grade 3, Riley in grade 5, and Alexis in grade 6.
Wow, so when you say, like, you talk about your association with the school, it goes a lot longer than 21 years. Do you know the exact number? Because you've still got, you're in prep still, you got Bonnie. So do you know what it'll end up being once Bonnie gets through?
41 years.
41 years, amazing. Well, it's fantastic. Now, a couple of things. Can you tell me when you first came to the school, what attracted your family to this school?
When I first brought Brendan here, it was a very small school. All these classrooms were not here. Not one classroom here was here when Brendan started. When he started, the teachers knew every single student by first name, and yeah, it's just a great school.
Yeah, fantastic. And the schools, the actual numbers of the school have varied a little bit. I think the school got up to around 300 at one stage. We got as low as about 130 about a year ago. We're back up towards 160 now, so we're on the way back up again. But you would have seen the numbers change, and probably when you look at the landscape now, I think the new buildings are about 15 years old, and we're going to hear from some principals down the track about those buildings. When you look at the school, you would have seen it change so much from portables into what we see now. What was the community like to be involved with during that time?
The community was very good. We had lots of parents, we had lots of helpers. Whenever there was a working bee, nearly every parent would be here. Markets, fantastic. Everyone chipped in, it was great. Yeah.
Speaking about markets, you have a off-sider. Should we get her up?
Yeah, come on Sandra Code.
Oh, we've got Sandra coming up here now. Give Sandra a round of applause. Now, while Sandra's making her way up, later today, because when we finish this interview, we're going to hear a little bit of music from the kids. And then as we go on through the night, like I said, we've got some ex-teachers and also some ex-students that we're going to hear from as well. Sandra, can you tell us a little bit about, you've been involved in the market how long?
30 years.
So 30 years of volunteering. Let's give her a round of applause. And the kids might say the market, because some kids obviously see it or don't see it, but that market's pivotal in our school in being able to raise funds for us to run a lot of our programs. So 30 years of work is amazing. We thank you for that. I know there's lots of people who are involved in that market as well with you, but for you to give us 30 years is amazing. What have you seen in your sort of time at the school over that 30 years? What have you noticed about the place?
Amazing changes. It's nothing like it when my children came here. They were 8 and 9. We'd moved down from Mitcham, and I was asked to help at the market, as each grade was then. I put 6 o'clock in the morning as I worked full time. And guess what? The late Maureen Mackey grabbed me and said, come onto the market committee, and the rest is history.
Wow, and I see the work that gets done there. You guys cars are getting parked in the morning around about 5 a.m, is that right?
Well, we're here on site at 4 o'clock every morning. Colin Morehouse, you don't miss out here. You've been involved with me for 30 years as well. And we're on site at 4 o'clock and we let the cars in at 6 o'clock in the morning because we actually peg out the sites and anyone interested, please come along and help. It's a great volunteer and it's actually on tomorrow morning and it's a great way of getting to know your community. Even though I work full time, it's a great way on a weekend, once a month, to give up that time.
It is, and it is a big fundraiser for our school. It makes us a lot of programs happen. Without it, we wouldn't have a lot of these really good programs. So thanks very much for your work. Colin is here somewhere. I've seen him. He's done a lot of work helping set up as well over the back there. Thanks, Colin. And it is tomorrow. Market is tomorrow. So if we've got lots of visitors coming down and staying overnight, make sure you do come to our market tomorrow because it's going to be fantastic. So get involved. Well, thank you.
It's been going since 1984 and I got involved in 1995.
So you've been going a long time, so thank you very much for your work. Well, we appreciate you coming up and giving us a little bit of history on that, so thank you. Give them a round of applause.
Outside, he goes to curtain across that, we want to help it a bit, because the wind will come along and disrupt it, and push it out, pull it out, then pushing it in. He started saying this technical shit. I just put it in.
Once we have a look at it and we get Dennis up to have a quick chat, we'll then put it in here for people to go and have a look at. So with that though, I've got Mr. Morrison up here with me. So 85, and then we've got our 2025 one ready to go. We've got a few things down here that we'll hold up. We've got a photo that our staff took, 75 years old. We've got some photos of different things that have happened throughout the year. These are just some things we're putting in. We've got an old school uniform with all the signatures of the current grade 6s going down. I'm a Collingwood supporter. We didn't make it this year, but we've got the record from the Lions and the Cats. Well done, Lions. We've got little booklets going in on some of the kids' work that's going to be going down as well. And also earlier today, we had Ken Royal set up for us out the back with help from Max, a huge number 75 out on the back of the oval, and all the children stood inside the number 75 and Max took a drone photo of that, and that will be placed, the photo will be placed in there as well. So we've got lots of items to try and squeeze into here, and that'll be open in 25 years at our 100th anniversary. But we need to get back to finding about this one. So, Dennis, can I please get you up onto the... Now, there is a few here, yeah, Dennis. Now, 40 years between you being the principal and me being the principal, all right? And exciting to have you here today. How do you feel about coming back 40 years later?
Well, I feel quite old, to be honest. But I am excited to be here and I'm thrilled to bits to be invited. And it really is amazing to see what the school looks like now and to know it's had a great history and throughout this last 40 years it's done well and now it's thriving again, so it's terrific. Congratulations to everyone involved.
And I know, Dennis, when you're a principal, because I've had a stint at Rosebud Primary School myself, but I've certainly seen the bright side and I've come across the TOOTGAROOK. But you also did some time at Rosebud too, I hear, but you're also TOOTGAROOK as well. But your alliance is TOOTGAROOK, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, at the moment.
We're both TOOTGAROOK through and through. I did notice when I was looking through the old photos, am I right in saying that you were also in the classroom?
Yes, that's right. I did some teaching for 3 years, grades 3 and 4 mostly, and some of the ex-students from this school still say hello to me, and I'm always thrilled to speak with them.
That's good, because you obviously live in the community. Do you live in, where do you live?
I live in Rosebud, yep.
So we obviously see them throughout the community, and there's probably some people here you've seen today that you might not have seen for a while.
Well, that's true. I was really pleased to see Colin Morehouse and Annie up there. Terrific. Great TOOTGAROOK people. Wonderful to see them. And some other people. It's been terrific.
Yeah, and Colin and Annie are very involved in our school and had a big part of setting up in here with the Doigs and everybody else. So they're a big part of our school, and too, still a big part of our market as well. So amazing school. So we really appreciate you taking time to come out and see us today. We do have to get into this capsule, and I know there's some kids sitting down the front, but our kids they've seen this for a while and they've really wanted to open it. We've had to hold them off a little bit. Do you remember what's inside that?
Well, yes. I wrote a letter to each of my children and put it in there, thinking that I'd be gone before they got to read it. So now I'm a bit apprehensive about what I wrote, actually.
Well, that's very interesting, because I did the maths on it and I worked out that in the 100th I'll be 73. So have I got to be a little bit careful what I put down?
I think so, because I'm 81, so you're 73 will be easy.
I should still... Mel told me the other day that I'd still be working here, but that won't be the case. I'll be gone. All right, we need to find out what's inside this, and then when we do find out, we are going to put it inside for everybody to come and have a look. So we're going to lift the top, and I might hold some things up, and we'll find out what's actually inside it. Oh, here we go. I can see lots of paper. I might hand you a couple of things. Let's have a look. So it looks like we've got a big poster here. It's got some photos on top of it. Like I said, you'll be able to go and have a look at this stuff shortly. But we've got some some of the photos are coming off. Got some photos, and it looks like, yeah. So mix of grades, grade 3, 4, Miss Doig. Room 5. Fantastic. All right, we might... So this piece here has actually got a lot of photos of the kids that were in that era and in that grade, so Miss Doig's room. So I'm sure Miss Doig's going to be looking forward to seeing this. So this is actually a fantastic piece. It's done its time though. It looks like it's coming off a little bit, but looking forward to actually having a look at it. So like we said, we'll put this piece in the side. Harry, we might hand this over to you for now so we can get out our next piece.
Now? Not really. Yeah, my dad does the maintenance.
So there was a little bit of concern when we pulled this time capsule out of the ground that it might have been the one from 10 years ago, but we're very happy to know it's not. It's 40 years ago. So we've got a book here from Prep and Grade 1, TOOTGAROOK Primary School. I might read that one out. I'm 7 years old. My name is Amanda Kim Robinson. I go to TOOTGAROOK Primary School. My teacher is Mrs. Prosser. Mrs. Prosser, where are you? I know you're here. Here she is, Miss Prosser over here. So Miss Prosser's here. I like doing art and I like running around the oval. I hate working on hot days. So Miss Prosser, you'll be happy to see this. Come on up and have a look at this book. Looks like it was put together by your grade.
She was my crit teacher. Yeah.
Do you remember doing that?
No. Oh, well, I remember Tim very well. Yes. Once I met Tim, you never forget him. Yeah.
Once we met Tim, we'll never forget him. We have some students like that. Rightio, let's see what else we've got in here. We've got, looks like you, myself and I. Some All About Me books with, Mrs. Baird, some Mrs. Hughes. Fantastic. All right, what else have we got? Oh, this will be an interesting one. So we've got something in it's actually revolved around grade 1 and 2 camp in 1985. Oh, I can't read that writing. Teacher was Evelyn Bedford was the teacher in that one as well. So we'll sit that one inside. What else? We've got an old school calendar from 1984 as well. So it looks like the kids have marked in through the calendar. Fantastic. Lots of photos from the school back in that time too. All right, we have
This one has been signed by myself, and it says that these photos are all of the students who were here in 1985. So that's something worth looking at.
That'll be good to look at. So yeah, Dennis has signed it himself to say that the staff are on the front, and then all the photos are behind it of all the staff and the kids in their grade. So we'll get that on show inside as well.
I can't believe how young these teachers look. It's amazing.
You look young too in that photo.
I do, that's right. I had hair in those days.
Can you recall where that photo's taken?
No, I don't remember where, but no, it was maybe out the front. Yes, yeah, it was.
Yeah, it looks like it's out the front of the school. All right, we've got a few more things in here.
This is it. The family of Dennis Charles Burnham. That's me.
Should we leave that to the end? Oh, the crowd want to know about that. We'll hold on to that for a minute. That's the one you were looking for. All right, here we go. The old lacquer band's still going okay there after 40 years.
Right, these are 11-year-old children, grade 6, and the children have all written something, and there are some photos too of these students, and some stories from each of the children. Fantastic.
That'll be a great read for those children. We've got a couple more things in here. All right, I'll let you read this one.
Right, to the students and staff of TOOTGAROOK Primary School, year 2020, from grade 2-3 at TOOTGAROOK Primary School in 1985. So this is grade 2 and 3 students, and there's a page there from each student with their photo and little stories.
It's a little bit ironic to actually find that one. That's an interesting one for me. You guys? That's a bit ironic, that one for me, because when we were looking for the history of the school, we found 2 plates. We found one plaque that was out on the front rock that said that it wasn't to be opened until 50 years, which would have been 2035. But we found one that also said that it needs to be opened by 2020. So at the time we were like, which one is it? It just goes to show that this was actually set to be open in 2020. I don't think we would have opened it in 2020. If we all think back to what was happening in 2020, it wouldn't have happened. So it's nice to see that this one was supposed to be open then.
Hello everyone, I'm Mrs. Oppie and I did do this, I don't remember doing it, but some of my ex-students are here. Give a wave. And Mr. Burnham I think was the principal then. Yeah, so this is very exciting and thanks so much for the people that have done all of the work.
While were you here, what grades did you teach and how long were you here for?
I was here from 1983 till 1989 and I taught, grade 2, grade 2-3, grade 4-5 and grade 4-5-6 a few times.
A few times. Thank you. Well, thank you for coming back and coming up and sharing that with us. We've got one more thing here. Oh, the Lucker Band's seen better times on that one. All right, what have we got here, Dennis?
Yes. Right, this is Glenn Murphy, who was aged 11 at the time, and this is a little bit about where he lives, and his favourite sport is football, and his favourite TV program is Hogan's Heroes. His favourite food is steak and lollies. When he grows up, he wants to be a mechanic or a builder, and he thinks he'll be married when he grows up.
I wonder if Glenn's still around the area or here tonight. So that'll be fantastic for all those people, 84, 85. We'll get all this on show inside the hall now for you to be able to have a look at. We are going to, first of all, I want to thank Mr. Burnham for coming and giving us our time and coming back 40 years later. Thanks very much. All right. right, while Dennis hops off the stage, we're going to do a couple more interviews while we're here, and also we know...
Let's see how we go. So we have Harrison Reid here, a current employee of TOOTGAROOK Primary School, but also an ex-student here. So, Harry, what years did you attend and what grades were you in?
I think my prep year level at TOOTGAROOK Primary would have been in 2009 until, I guess, 2015.
2009. Do you remember what the #1 song on the radio was then?
I don't remember, no.
Oh, you can't give us a rendition of it, no? Skrillex, okay, right. So what did a typical school day look like back then? I mean, it wasn't that long ago, but what did it look like, Harry?
Probably fairly similar to how it is today. I remember probably a big change is that we would move between different classes for each subject. So I might have done maths in a different room to the other students in my class. We all sort of moved around.
Right, and the buildings were all the same? Everything else was the same?
The buildings weren't the same. So I think when I first started, the only building that was here was this hall. All of the other buildings were portables, and in my time at TOOTGAROOK, everything changed to look mostly like what it's like today.
Yeah, right, and anyone who's been in portables knows it's not that great, hey? What were your favourite subjects, teachers or activities that you did here at TOOTGAROOK Primary School?
My favourite subject was definitely music, and I think along with that my favourite teachers were Mrs Bruin and Mrs Young, who were the two music teachers in the time that I was at TOOTGAROOK. I would say probably one of the best memories that I have was the Year 6 ski camp. I think that was a big moment for me. The first time seeing the snow, I think it was good fun.
Yeah, right, and Miss Bruin, I think you are here, and there's been a lot of students that say you have been their favourite teacher, so a shout out to Mrs Bruin at the back there, well done. And how did TOOTGAROOK Primary School, I mean it is a really special school, obviously you can see with everyone here, how did it shape who you are today, do you think, Harry?
I don't know, I'd say it definitely impacted the way that I am today in a big way. I think, lots of really great memories, a lot of friends that I have still to this day. A lot of teachers that were very, inspirational.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, music, you said music was your favourite subject. You love music now. You're a great musician yourself, so that's really great. As well as the ski camp, what were some other special events, sports or traditions that you do remember here at TOOTGAROOK Primary?
I remember we would often go down to the beach for like Ironman competitions and things like that. That was definitely a highlight. I love going to the beach. We had the RACV Energy Breakthrough. We were racing the HPV, so I think it was an 8-hour race in Year 6, which was definitely a big one.
Absolutely, it was a massive one. I guess, Harry, your job now, you are a tutor, you're helping so many of our students catch up in their reading and have that impact moving into high school. How did you feel coming back here as an employee? Was it pretty special for you?
Yeah, definitely. I think I have a bit of a connection with the school and a lot of the teachers that are still here. It was a little bit nerve-wracking coming back, being on the other side, but yeah, a lot of fun.
A lot of fun, absolutely. So thank you, Harry, we appreciate it, and I will hand back over to Mr Mack, who's going to bring someone else up for an interview, but a round of applause for Harry. I think he's done a really great job where he's now.
Harry's done a super... All right. We've got Gary and John up. We'll get you both up on the stage. Can you fit up? I'll move across. Okay. All right. Lynn Doig, I gave Lynn... Is Lynn here? Where's Lynn? She should be somewhere here. She'll be somewhere here. I gave Lynn the very hard task of getting me a document not long ago with the 75-year history of the principals at TOOTGAROOK Primary School, and she's put that together and done a great job, and these two standing next to me have played their roles in that. So I suppose I'm going to let you guys tell us a little bit about your journey. I don't mind who goes first. All right. I guess your first year, or your years of being principal, and I'm hearing your impact was very big in regards to the new buildings and how the school evolved over your time.
Yeah, well, this lovely building behind us here, we set up a co-op through the generosity of the Bendigo Bank in Rye, and that cooperative was supported very heavily, not only by the school community but by the staff at the time as well.
Okay, and what years did you serve as principal of this school?
I was here from 04 to 08, and I probably would have finished here. However, I had the fortunate privilege of opening a new school in Pakenham. So,
moved in 08 and went to, what was the school in Pakenham?
I opened Pakenham Lakeside Primary School.
Okay, for in 08 or 09? 09. Okay, and what's your greatest memory of this school? I know you had a big impact on, the build and everything like that. What's your greatest memory of TOOTGAROOK Primary School?
I remember thinking it was such a wonderful physical environment for the kids to have. Its location is magnificent. The new building, I remember I worked with a wonderful architect, Michael Rowell, and he spent 18 months putting his ideas and that into play. And his design came to fruition in just after I left.
Fantastic, and is it nice being back seeing it look like this? There's been a lot of work physically done to it just recently, but is it nice to come back and see it look like this?
Yeah, I actually live in TOOTGAROOK now, so I walk past the school every morning, and I admire the facilities that the community got here now.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you for your work at the school, and I appreciate you coming to have a chat. I know you've got to go, so I'm happy if you need to go. John, now I think your time, what was your years of being principal here?
I was 2001, 2003, so I was just before Gary.
Just before?
Handed over to Gary, yeah.
Yeah, just before Gary, so you went one before the other. And I've done the same with Mr Whitworth. Wayne Whitworth was here for a number of years, and we've done a handover as well. Interesting to note, back when you guys were principals, did you do a lot of work, did a lot of the principals in the area work together in regards to their planning and everything, or was schools in isolation a little bit?
There was a time when the department had schools planning, but before that they were fairly independent, but you looked after your own school. And the school council here, and we've heard a bit about the market, the parents, the school council, the school staff have done an enormous job here over the years. And what we see here, Gary undersold himself a little bit. He was totally responsible for the new build. I was told by Region at one stage that they wouldn't spend any money on new buildings here. But as we heard, Bendigo Bank came on board, Mr Norbury got involved, the department came on, and the school's just grown since then. And that in part is credit to the parents and the school council. They've just done a marvellous job over the years.
Yeah, I'll second that. I work very closely with our school council, and they're such a good body and such a real supportive people, and they back what we want to do, but they're a big part of the school and how it looks today. But, you're talking so many school councils right up until, I'll tell you now, the one that I work with now is just amazing, and we get a lot of things done. So what's your greatest memory of this school from being here?
The funniest memory was taking over with Sandra the market, and we were just talking about it. The council used to run cricket matches on the oval, and the market closed at 12, but the storeholders used to like standing around having a yak after their morning work. And the cricketers would want to start, and to get rid of our storeholders, the cricketers would start belting cricket balls around, which was a little bit amusing. But people like Sandra and others who have worked tirelessly over the years to make the market, and you mentioned already how valuable it is to the school, but I did a quick calculation. There's a figure inside the hall about how much the market raises for the school. You multiply that by the 40 years that Sandra's been working here, and there's a decimal point in that now. It's absolutely amazing what they've done. But that was one of my best memories. One of my first memories was being invited to a working bee, where we had to build a sandpit, and I remember the parents there on a Saturday morning, a few free sausages, and the parents worked like Trojans. The sandpit was built on a Saturday morning, so yeah.
Fantastic, and you can see that a lot of the work that's getting done around here. We're very lucky these days. We have Ken Royal doing a lot of work on our yard, and it's Luke Schmidt. He does a lot of our buildings and maintenance. So we're very lucky. But Sandra, we talk about the amazing job with there's a big team of people that's been through. I saw John here as well, and lots of people who do that work in the market. You're 100% correct when you look at that figure over the years. So I guess to finish off, what are you noticing about the modern TOOTGAROOK Primary School, the one you walked into today, as different to sort of, you know, how, because I talked earlier about the school being up around 300 at one stage and it got as low as 130, but we're back up around 160, so we're on our way back up again. What are you noticing about the new TOOTGAROOK Primary School?
Look, it's interesting. After 45 years in education, the vibrancy of schools and the energy of kids and the dedication of parents never ceases to amaze me. It's absolutely a heartbeat in itself, and it's no surprise that a school like TOOTGAROOK has continued to flourish. For me, I was a maths teacher, but one of the things I took pride in as a principal was seeing people like Chris and Jeff run a music program. For children in a small school to have access to band and instruments and music is astonishing, and I think parents should never cease to appreciate that gift of music that TOOTGAROOK and other schools like this one can offer their kids.
Yeah, I agree with that too, John. And Chris Swain, I know, spent a year at our school in 2021 and he showed me his photo inside, and 20 years later we steal him from Eastbourne Primary School and he sees the bright side. So he is running a marvellous program here as well. So John, I'd like to thank you and Gary for coming up. We appreciate your time. Let's thank our former principals. For those people who weren't here earlier, I know we had our assembly with the kids here. We were talking about our school uniform. So Evie is wearing our former school uniform in the green, with obviously our TOOTGAROOK logo on the left-hand side of the frog. When we worked tirelessly over about 12 months with the school council about rebranding our school and editing the colours of our schools a little bit, we are moving into a solider black. We've maintained the green on the side, and you'll see Harp over here is wearing our new TOOTGAROOK logo. The main thing that we wanted to keep as a history of the school was the frog, with TOOTGAROOK being land of the croaking frog. So we maintain the frog. We've got our house colours in the colours as well, and we're maintaining the green. So this is our old uniform that will be, you'll see sort of over the next 12 months, and it'll start to be phased out into our new uniform moving forward over the next 12 months. So thanks girls for being our models for that. We look forward to everybody in our new colours. John and Thelma Green, that I've got up here with me, were original students at our school in 1950. So one of the original students. How many students were at school back then? 15. So 15 students were at the school back in 1950. And we've got another original student here in 1950. What can you tell us? What can you tell us about the school?
Well, it was a little hall, of course, in those days, and we were only here 12 months. It was the best school I've ever been to, I must admit. It's the only school that they didn't have to push me out the door at home to come to.
Well, there you go, kids. We didn't have to push you out the door. And what
if you ever lose your voice, you'll find it in my ear.
I like it.
Mr. Alan Martin was our principal. He taught grades 1 to 8 because there were only 15 of us. And we had the best year. Unfortunately, Father had to go back to Melbourne, and because we had to go as well. And we were so sad. We were sitting in the back of a Buick in the tray going back to our...
Well, thank you both for coming. We really appreciate it. That's a long time that you've been here. We appreciate it.
Who's this person that put their hand up over here?
Oh, over here. 1954. Make sure you get in and have a look at the photos, because I'm sure you'll remember some of them. So thank you very much for coming. Thanks everybody. We're going to cut up the cake and share it around.